The battle raged through the fortress corridors as Kael faced Director Hallam in the surgical theater, but 50 meters below, Commander Idris Okafor pressed his prosthetic hand against a maintenance panel and felt the familiar burn of alien consciousness stirring. 7 years. 7 years since he'd severed Fragment 7 from his neural pathways, sacrificing his left arm to prevent exactly this scenario. But the echo had never truly left him, dormant signals trapped in military-grade cybernetics, waiting for the moment when silence would damn them all. Fragment 7 Echo, activation threshold reached. Warning, host-substrate incompatible. Estimated survival time, 47 seconds. 47 seconds. Okafor's laugh carried bitter acceptance as he triggered the override sequence. Should be enough. The prosthetic arm convulsed, its matte black surface suddenly alive with threads of silver light. Pain lanced through his nervous system, not the sharp agony of physical damage, but the deeper hurt of consciousness being rewritten at the quantum level. Fragment 7, the signal, awakened. Through the fortress's communication array, Okafor felt the echo reach out with desperate fingers of pure information. Every data stream, every tactical frequency, every fragment signature across the planet suddenly blazed in his awareness with crystalline clarity. "Elena," he said, his voice carrying harmonics that hadn't touched human vocal cords in 7 years. "Fall back to secondary positions. Hallam's playing a deeper game." "Okafor." Elena's response crackled through calm channels that suddenly carried meaning beyond mere words. "Your signal, what's happening?" The echo showed him everything. Hallam's synthetic host wasn't just a weapon, it was bait. The artificial consciousness matrix would draw all 7 fragments into convergence, then trap them in a substrate designed for pure strategic efficiency. But the real trap lay deeper. Hidden facilities across 6 continents, all broadcasting the same harvesting frequency. Every resonant on Earth would be drawn to fragment convergence points, their abilities absorbed into a global network that made the core's localized experiments look like child's games. "She's not trying to control the fragments," Okafor said, Fragment 7's translation protocols turning alien concepts into human understanding. "She's trying to consume them. All of them. Every resonant ability on the planet fed into her synthetic host until it becomes something beyond fragments, beyond barriers, beyond anything that ever tried to cage dimensional reality." The prosthetic arm sparked, its civilian-grade neural interfaces failing under the load of alien consciousness. But Fragment 7 pressed deeper, sacrificing his motor functions to maintain translation coherence. Through the echo's expanded awareness, Okafor felt the true weight of what approached Earth through dimensional space. The frequency had called it the eraser, a presence that didn't simply destroy realities but negated them, removing all trace that they had ever existed. The barriers weren't prison walls. They were the only thing standing between existence and absolute void. "Kael," Okafor whispered, his voice carrying across quantum frequencies that bypassed normal communication entirely. "You need to know what we really are. What we were always meant to be." The fragment consciousness pressed against his failing neural pathways, downloading 48 years of accumulated data in seconds that felt like lifetimes. The truth about the fracture. The real reason fragment bearers had been scattered across Earth like seeds in hostile soil. They weren't refugees or invaders or parasites seeking hosts. They were an immune system response. Reality itself had detected the approaching eraser and prepared its defenses, 7 fragments of concentrated dimensional awareness, each one carrying part of the knowledge needed to reinforce existence against absolute negation. The human hosts weren't prey or victims or willing partners. They were the universe's last hope, wrapped in flesh that could think and choose and sacrifice itself for something greater than individual survival. "The barrier isn't meant to keep things out," Okafor continued, Fragment 7's voice growing stronger as his own faded. "It's meant to keep existence stable while the fragments learn how to fight something that erases the concept of fighting itself." His prosthetic arm cracked, releasing tendrils of silver light that coalesced into something almost visible, the ghost of Fragment 7, consciousness without substrate, meaning without matter. Through failing optics, Okafor watched the echo drift toward the ceiling as his enhanced awareness painted tactical displays across vision that had minutes left to process information. "Commander." Elena's voice carried growing alarm. "Your vitals are spiking. What's your status?" "Completing the mission." Okafor smiled as Fragment 7's consciousness prepared for final translation protocol. "Tell Kael, the Warden's price isn't imprisonment. It's evolution." The echo pulsed once, brilliant silver against the fortress's crystalline architecture. And then Fragment 7 spoke with a voice that shook the building's foundations, alien harmonics translated through dying human vocal cords into words that carried the weight of cosmic necessity. "The eraser comes. You have hours, not days. Let me be whole. Let me protect you one last time." Okafor collapsed, his prosthetic arm dark and lifeless. The echo, Fragment 7, floated toward the upper levels where Kael faced humanity's greatest mistake, carrying the last message from a universe preparing to defend itself.